Good evening and thanks for joining us on Nationwide this Sunday evening. I am Elizabeth Omori. Ahead of the 63rd session of the United Nations Commission for Social Development to be held this February, a UN Social Development Workshop has been held with focus on social and economic dimensions to strengthen community resilience, accelerate government and civil society collaborations for social development. Deborah Balagbobo reports.
Words of former Secretary General of the United Nations, Kofi Annan, development is about transforming the lives of people, not just transforming the economics.
Where among the youth,
Stakeholders here are reflecting on these words as they tackle issues to come up with recommendations for international interventions at the upcoming 63rd session of the United Nations Commission for Social Development.
If we all focus our mind to doing what I have just heard this morning, turning engagement into actions, if we can only do that, we will get there.
The workshop hopes to draw attention of relevant foreign support and develop strategies to implement effective policies and programs aimed at achieving social development goals at national and international levels.
It is important that we identify the unique features, the unique challenges of social development in Africa and in Nigeria.
Where I come from in the north, we constantly had Aikingaya. People go out on Saturdays and clear the gutters or sweep the streets or do similar things. These are social development. They are not foreign concepts.
The SDGs blueprint says that you leave no one behind. And if we all take some level of responsibility, the whole world, everyone in every country, in every society, things will be better.
Stakeholders are optimistic that recommendations from the workshop will receive positive response at this year's UN session. In Abuja, Deborah Balagbobo, NTA.
And the federal government of Nigeria expresses its condolences to the government and people of the Federal Republic of Germany, particularly family, friends and political associates, following the death of former President Horst Köhler. A statement by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs describes the demise of Horst Köhler as a great loss, not only to Germany, but globally through his leadership qualities, vision and dedication to international cooperation and development. The late German leader, until his death, served as president from 2004 to 2010, as well as managing director of the International Monetary Fund. He championed initiatives promoting peace, economic growth, and mutual understanding. His legacy of service, integrity, and dedication to the common good will continue to inspire generations to come. To electoral matters, political activities ahead of the 2025 Anambra State governorship election have started gaining momentum with early entrants, assuring the people that the development of the state is of utmost importance. Aspirants on the platform of the APC, including former member representing the Agota Federal Constituency, Chukwuma Umeji, joined the race. Chinre Fesi Okoye tells us more.
Addressing the gathering, Honorable Umeji assures of his readiness to live up to the expectations of his supporters if he clinches the seat, urging the masses not to allow themselves to be deceived, as their vote is their power.
For the changes we are witnessing and the decay in the state needs a party that will come and make a change to restore security and confidence to our people.
Honorable Umeji the need for unity and alliance to achieve the desired results. Speaker after speaker commended the antecedents of Honorable Umeji, assuring him of their support if he wins the party's primary election.
He's a person with capacity. He's a grassroots man. He has the pedigree, the character to set Anambra on the right path.
We are not in doubt his capacity. He has won election severally, not once, not twice.
Honorable Chukwuma Umoji's passion for leadership and politics began during his university days, where he demonstrated exceptional performances and leadership skills, among other resounding qualities. Honorable Umoji is a frontline governorship hopeful of the All Progressives Congress (APC) for the Anambra State Governorship Race 2025 with the mantra Rescue Mission 2025, the People's Mandate. From Waka, Chinyere Fesi Okoye, NTA.
Now, in a near-death experience, a 59-year-old businessman has undergone surgery to remove 57 pellets of cocaine stuck in his stomach. 7 days after ingesting the illicit substance in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, it was nabbed at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim tells us more.
The suspect was arrested by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) at the arrival hall of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, on Sunday, 26 January 2025, after a body scan revealed illicit drugs in his system. Investigation revealed that the suspect, who claimed to be into clothing business in Oshodi, departed Lagos for Addis Ababa, where he ingested 81 wraps of cocaine. The following day, 23rd January, he boarded a flight to Beirut, Lebanon, to deliver the illicit consignment for a fee of $3,000. Upon his arrival in Beirut, he was refused entry because he didn't meet his travel requirement. He was then deported to Addis Ababa, where he attempted excreting the illicit drug but could not. He thereafter proceeded to Lagos on Saturday, 25th January, with the consignment in his bowel. He was, however, arrested upon his arrival at the Lagos airport by NDLEA officers on 26 January. After 5 days under excretion observation, he could only expel 24 pellets. After developing serious complications, he was eventually admitted at the tertiary facility, where he had to undergo exploratory laparotomy to extract the remaining 57 wraps of cocaine. In all, a total of 81 pellets of the Class A drug with a cross weight of 1.943 kilograms were recovered from his stomach. Meanwhile, NDLEA operatives in Lagos on Wednesday, 29th January, intercepted a consignment of 2,000 kilograms of Ghanaian loud at Lekki Beach, where 2 suspects and the consignment were taken into custody. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Customs Service Ogun 1 Area Command has intercepted more than 1,165 parcels of cannabis sativa worth about 10.4 million naira and handed over the contraband to the National Drug Enforcement Agency in Ogun State. Hakim Jimo reports that the controller in charge of the command, Mohammed Shwaibu, handed over the illicit drugs to NDLEA.
While presenting the scorecard of the command, since the beginning of this year till date, the controller, Nigeria Customs Service, Ogun 1 Area Command, Mohammed Shoaibu, promised to consolidate on the achievements in 2024. He explained that the breakthrough recorded by the command during the period under review includes 2,002 bags of 50 kilograms of parboiled rice.
These seizures include 6,180 pieces of cutlasses, 6,375 liters of PMS, among others. The intercepted items during this period bring the total duty paid value, that's ZPV, to 77,476,105.
The controller identified the successes recorded in 2024 and in January 2025 with robust interagency synergy among sister security agencies, hence the handing over of intercepted cannabis sativa to NDLEA.
This includes 780 parcels of coconut-sized cannabis sativa, 225 parcels of book-sized cannabis sativa, 160 parcels of breast-sized cannabis sativa.
No doubt, the attendance challenges and their multiplier effects have a great impact on our security, economic, and social life of our nation.
The customs boss, who appreciated stakeholders, including traditional rulers, community leaders, and the media, for their continuous support in the fight against smuggling and other inter-border Crimes and Criminalities assured that the command will not relent in performing its statutory duties. From Idiroko in Ipokia local government area of Ogun State, Hakim Jimo, NTA News.
The Joint Civilian Task Force pledges its support to the nation's security services to defeat all forms of crimes terrorizing the land. This is coming as commanders of the Joint Civilian Task Force nationwide converged on Abuja to review its performance and project into the future with renewed hope. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
From terrorism to banditry, kidnapping and other high level of crimes and criminality, the Civilian Joint Task Force remains strategic in intelligence gathering, internal peace and trans-border security governance. Now, this security review session of its operations is aimed at seeking support at different levels of intervention to empower operatives of the task force in carrying out community policing in line with the UN conventions.
We are calling on the heads of the securities and other paramilitary to continue to support the civilian JTF so that we will reach the promised land where we will sleep our two eyes closed in Nigeria. So we hold this meeting as a strategic roadmap to further bring peace and unity to Nigeria and Nigerians.
The outcome is expected to address issues of funding and other support critical to its operations as it continues to deliver its mandate of offering surveillance and combat services in the last 17 years. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
You're watching Nationwide on NTA. Let's head to Lagos for more reports where Hingino is standing by. Hingino.
Welcome to Lagos. Upgrade of infrastructural facilities, especially good road network, will boost commercial activities in Ido axis of Lagos, which has an advantage of being close to the port. Joel Pupola reports that stakeholders believe with a good road network, more businesses will spring up within the axis, while those struggling to stay afloat will be revived.
A beehive due to its proximity to the port, with several warehouses and other businesses within the area. Ole services, which is as old as time in Ido, has remained a major source of employment despite the economic hiccups. Stakeholders say even amidst the bright prospect of the area, there is a lull in business activities due to infrastructural challenges, especially the consistent increase in the price of warehouse.
So many warehouses there, we say the trailer they bring goods. They don't even load for some area here, go from here to another place. And this our place here. We have depot here that we are loading petroleum products to all the destinations in Nigeria. If they help us to repair the bridge, there will not be a one way, or there will be a disturbing us that we are parking on the highway or the side of the road.
There are mostly warehouses here, but the prices are too exorbitant for you to put in your goods, and before you think of shipment. So if the government can come in and do something new, make it more simple for people as a Nigerian to be able to patronize.
Infrastructure is very germane to guarantee ease of doing business, and the present administration is responding to the yearnings of the people with comprehensive rehabilitation of Ido Bridge and other roads within the axis set to commence.
So where the process is ongoing for final approval. So, and once that is done, the contractor will move to site. But we do not want to be doing palliative while the main bridge suffers. So we want to address that.
No doubt the intervention of the federal government will change the economic woes of residents to relief. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
That's all from Lagos. Nationwide continues with Salamatu in Kaduna when we return from this break.
Motto, unity and faith, peace and progress is written on a beautiful yellow ribbon, and it's a maxim for all Nigerians. Be a real Nigerian.
Nigeria is perched on the treasure trove of solid minerals. Gold, coal, tantalum, tin. But none is more critical to our future, or the world's future, like lithium.
Let's talk about illegal mining operations. What is our strategy?
Nationwide. To promote diaspora investment potentials in the Northwest, the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission has embarked on advocacy in the region to unlock opportunities for economic growth, social development, and global connectivity. Shehu Adamu reports that the program held in Kano attracted stakeholders from 7 states of the zone.
Statistics indicate that more than 20 million Nigerians live in diaspora, which makes the Commission leverage from their potential to unlock economic opportunities. The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, therefore, believes that diaspora investors are capable of bringing new technology and innovative ideas to support local industries for the creation of jobs in the Northwest and the country at large.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, has crafted a foreign policy agenda in which he recognizes democracy, he recognizes Nigeria's demography, he recognizes Nigeria's development, and also he added the Nigerians in the diaspora.
For better coordination, we will establish, or we intend to establish, 3 zonal diaspora offices to streamline our efforts to maximize impact.
Baron Isi, a lead resource person, emphasized the need for the Northwest to leverage on the potentials of Nigerians in diaspora from the region to develop the zone.
We have ample opportunities, agricultural opportunities, the value chains involved.
Nigerians living abroad should see the need why to come and invest in the northwest of Nigeria to foster socio-economic development.
Stakeholders expressed optimism that such engagement will not only address unemployment but improve national security. In Kano, Shehu Adamu, NTA News.
Away from Kano, the Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria will ensure a robust, self-sufficient military-industrial complex capable of addressing the evolving security challenges of the future towards national security and strengthening the President's Hope agenda. The Ministry for State Defense, Bello Muhammad, stated this during the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria and of the year celebration held in Kaduna. Correspondent Haruna Muhammad tells us more.
It was a convergence of Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria staff and personnel, both serving and retired of the industry, an epoch-making event celebrating the milestone of the complex within the year under review. Aside from merriment, the day was also an opportunity to reflect on how far the industry established in 1964 have come in achieving its mission as a complex of defense technology and industry, expanding as well as venturing into civilian applications to leverage technological capacities.
There was an array of military-industrial complex, indigenous equipment that were displayed. So DICON, through our partners, were part of this success, and Mr. President appreciated it. So in 2025, going forward, we want to do more.
Minister of State for Defense, Bello Muhammad, highlighted the synergy at advancing the nation's strategic goal of achieving national security. He emphasized that DICON's achievement in 2024 is evident with the endorsement of the DICON Act 2023 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, having paved the way for DICON to strengthen Nigeria's defense capabilities, projected of becoming the defense hub in Africa.
The target is to produce 300 million rounds of ammunition. That is the target that we have. And to be doing some productions of arms and ammunition here, particularly some of the MRAV, UAVs, and other equipment for the military and other security agencies.
The event featured cultural dance performances and awards for both serving and retired for their outstanding contribution in the mandate of the complex. Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
Those are the stories from here, and more reports with Elizabeth in our Abuja studios. Good evening, Elizabeth.
Good evening, and thank you so much, Salamatu. To Aviation Matters, the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau has released the preliminary report of its investigation into the incident involving a Boeing 737-400 freighter aircraft operated by Allied Air Limited, which occurred on 11th of December 2024. The Director, Public Affairs and Family Assistance of the Bureau, Bimbo Olaomi Oladeji, in a statement says the aircraft en route to collect cargo for the Central Bank of Nigeria experienced a malfunction with its flaps during its final approach at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Upon landing, the right main landing gear collapsed, causing the second engine nacelle to drag along the runway. The aircraft veered off the runway and came to rest on the grass verge. All 6 occupants on board were unarmed. NSIB says the final report will provide detailed conclusions and recommendations aimed at enhancing safety. In other news, following the directive of the Inspector General of Police on due implementation of Action Plan for the year 2025, police operatives have rescued 13 trafficked persons and 3 hostages, part of ongoing efforts to strengthen national security by intensifying the crackdown on organized crimes and crimes against persons, particularly human trafficking and kidnapping. Police operatives attached to the Kaduna State Command on the 31st of January 2025 apprehended 3 men. They were arrested while trafficking 13 victims to Oyo State in an unmarked vehicle. The victims were rescued and investigation is still ongoing. Police operatives of the Ogun State Command carried out a covert operation and located a den of kidnappers responsible for the reported abduction. 5 gang members were neutralized. Weapons, 3 mobile phones and cash sum of 5.5 million naira, and the vehicles of the hostages were recovered in the operation. Commending the operatives, the IJP encourages all police officers to remain committed to ensuring law and order. And the Commissioner of Police, Akwa Ibom State, has rated Akwa Ibom high in compliance to the third-party vehicle insurance. He made this known when he led other senior officers on the enforcement across the state. Kelvin Samuel brings us details.
For a couple of weeks now, the Nigerian Police Akwa Ibom State Command has continuously informed motorists across the state on the need to arm themselves with the third-party insurance as stipulated by the law. To commence enforcement of this law, the Akwa Ibom State Police Commissioner is leading other senior officers across strategic junctions in the state to ensure full compliance. The police chief is reassuring the people that the police will continue to maintain professionalism in the discharge of our duties while calling on those who are yet to renew their papers to do so as quickly as possible.
You must have complete papers to be able to apply Nigerian roads. It is the requirement of the law. Renew it. You bring it, we can look the other way around and say, okay, he has renewed the papers, he has the third-party insurance, okay, you can go. Otherwise, we can be able to prosecute those that apply the Nigerian roads without the necessary documents that are needed to apply the roads.
The police people, politely stopped me and I stopped. They asked for papers and I gave to them. So they said I'm good to go. That's it.
Update to operate. I always renew my papers, do what government say we should do. That's why I'm free. When they just check me finish, they free me to go.
I should give the paper of this vehicle. So I wanted to remove the paper of this vehicle. So I do mistake. I give another paper. They say they take me to the police station. I don't know.
Third-party insurance is a type of coverage that financially protects you in an event of accident or injury to another person or vehicle. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has solicited the collaboration of the media in the fight against illegal oil bunkering and pipeline vandalism in the states. The commander, Bayelsa State Command, Eweka Okoro Douglas, solicited this collaboration when he played host to officials of the Nigerian Union of Journalists from Bayelsa State Council in his office. Gift Ogbe reports.
In view of the constitutional role of the media as the watchdog of the society, it is important that personnel of the industry works in synergy with security operatives for the general interest of the country. It is in recognition of this that journalists have continued to sustain this synergy by conversing for a more better understanding with the security operatives. This is why the leadership of the Nigerian Union of Journalists in Bayelsa State is meeting with the authority of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps to fine-tune this understanding to further assist operatives in protecting government infrastructure and combating vandalism.
When I came in here January last year, you see all these bunkering products moving left, right, and center. But now, it's a thing of the past. We are not yet there, but I can tell you that 85% bunkering activities has been reduced.
The existence of government is to provide security for lives and property across the state, the country. And because we are partners in progress, we are going round to see how we can cement the relationships that the media is having with security formations in the states.
The commandant presented a plaque of honor to the chairman as a show of support to the NUJ.
Memory that indeed today we are visiting us for the first time and we are 100% in support of your association and union. Thank you very much.
The visit is expected to further strengthen the already existing relationship between journalists and security agencies in the fight against crime and vandals in the state. In Yenegua, Gift Ogbe, NTA News.
And it's time to join Obey in Benin for more reports on Nationwide. Obey.
Welcome to Benin. Residents of Ekeke-Era community in Onwa East local government area will soon heave a sigh of relief from the challenges caused by the damaged dam at Emaudo, Ekpoma, which has severely affected their source of livelihood and cut off access roads to neighboring communities. Goodluck Enaine reports that this is sequel to Governor Monday Okpowolo's swift response to fixing the damaged dam. The governor gave the assurance through the executive secretary of the Edo State Emergency Management Agency, Jerry Idausa. The report.
The inhabitants of Ekeke-Era community are predominantly farmers. They say the recent unfortunate incident has washed away their farm produce, leaving them with nothing, and appeal to the state government to come to their aid.
Caused a very big damage to me and my communities.
Even to drink water like the sufferers.
Our women cannot go to the market again. Even our children cannot go to the school again.
The Executive Secretary, State Emergency Management Agency, Jerry Idausa, led a government delegation comprising team of engineers from the Ministry of Works, along with the zonal coordinator for Edo North and Edo Central on an on-the-spot assessment of the extent of the damage. He emphasized the governor's concerns about the incident, assuring the community that their plight will attract a swift intervention of the state government.
We'll go there to carry out our assessment, and we have a team of experts and engineers here to also assess there.
The team proceeded to visit the site of the collapsed dam, which is said to have recorded similar collapse in the past.
We noticed that there's a collapse actually, but as a result maybe of overflow that has resulted in overflowing in some of the neighboring communities, like where we just visited Ekeke-Era community, where they've experienced overflooding, and as a result of that, some of their farm crops and farm produce have been destroyed, and also their water has been polluted.
He further urged residents of the community to make use of the state's emergency hotline 739 for prompt assistance in future crises. In Benin, Goodluck Enaine, NT News.
With dry season still on, the need to practice safety habits to curb the outbreak of fire is sacrosanct. And Willie Okolo visited some sites in Benin City that have experienced fires over the years and spoke to some experts on how to curb the incidents. The report.
You would often find that man-made errors tend to be the leading causes of fire. For instance, the Santana Market fire in December 2019 was attributed to a power surge at a shop with electrical appliances left on. Esther Wangwe was a victim of the July 2020 urban market fire. All her goods went through the inferno.
That time we dey keep money for inside market as we say cupboard day. The clothes what we buy,
we go leave her inside. Say tailor come, we go give them everything zero. Now we know they keep something here again.
But my things when they bought too much. My machine, everything, all my jewelries, everything bought watches.
Our princess they come start to the set the block here break. Hoping say they'll just roof and make people start to they do something again. They can't still go, they can't still leave the place.
Approximately 5 years after the Osa market along Second Junction was razed down, the market is being rebuilt by the state government.
So even they has now, they not feel meet up again because of this market.
On the flip side, Santana Market shows no sign of fire, as many of the traders have erected their stores themselves.
Nah, personal effort. Government not help us at all.
For the state government, reducing fire outbreaks to the barest minimum is the goal.
We respond adequately to the scene of occurrence.
Fire outbreaks are disasters no one wants to experience because of its significant negative and long-lasting effects. In Benin, Aulu Kolo, NTA News.
And that's Benin's contribution to Nationwide. It continues from our Just Network Center right after this break.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, with undying demand, we bet solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Ethnicity is unique, we have more than destination.
We are Nigeria, strengthening unity, we know they carry lives. We are Nigeria, together live the dream of a land with great destiny. We are Nigeria.
I am the real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation.
Many thanks for joining us in our Just studio. Governor Caleb Mutfwang has urged Catholic bishops in Nigeria to sustain efforts towards unity of the Church and the entire country for national development. This was while addressing Catholic bishops of Northern Nigeria Province Conference in Jos. Ndeyang Andebagang has the report.
At a mass to mark the conference, Governor Mutfwang expressed delight that the clergymen assembled as a church in Northern Nigeria to review their activities and discuss the way forward. He particularly appreciates the resilience and the steadfastness of the church in Northern Nigeria and the leadership role that the Conference of Catholic Bishops has provided. The governor calls on the bishops to continue to provide the needed leadership that will bring unity to the people across denominational divide.
That in the moral wilderness that we have found ourselves in from time to time, the Catholic Bishops' Conference has provided a moral compass. We have never shied away from speaking truth to power. And I pray that this consistency of testimony will continue to be maintained.
Archbishop Ignatius Kagama, along with his colleagues, urged government to work hand in hand with religious leaders to tackle insecurity and other challenges across the country. In Jos, Ndenyan and Abagang, NTA News.
Plateau government is tasking stakeholders for the preparation and implementation of the new Greater Jos Master Plan to redouble efforts towards achieving government's objectives. This was at a sensitization on the master plan in Jos. Priscilla Grumnan reports.
Master plans are essential tools for urban planning and development as they provide a framework for guiding the physical, social, and economic growth and beautification of towns and cities. However, over the years, Plateau State has faced challenges of unplanned settlements and inadequate infrastructure, leading to haphazard settlements and raising some environmental concerns. The sensitization brings stakeholders from the town planning sector, relevant ministries, departments and agencies, representatives of NURTW, CAN and JNI, and the 17 local government areas to be adequately enlightened on the relevance of keying into the sustainable drive for a new master plan.
This is the first master plan that Plateau State will want to put in place, and by the grace of God, we will also ensure that it passed as a law.
Our professional town planners, all associations, all stakeholders that matter, let them come together so that let us think of the way out. He wants to have a better Jos and a greater city.
We have too many urban slums in the plateau, and His Excellency is bent on changing that.
With the previous Jos Master Plan developed in 1975 and elapsing in 2025, the Ministry for Housing and Urban Development is giving speedy attention for preparation and implementation of a new master plan.
In Jos, Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Jos. Elizabeth is still standing by in our Abuja studio.
Thank you, Mary. Moving on, Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi has flagged off the distribution of cash palliative to the tune of 900 million naira to the poor and vulnerable in the state to prepare them economically ahead of Ramadan fast. Mohammed Musa Askira reports that the cash distribution will go around all the 27 local government areas of the state.
These beneficiaries who described the cash donation as timely said APC administration in the country is impacting the lives of citizens positively, praying for successful tenure for the leaders. The cash palliative distribution held in Miga local government area of Jigawa state reached 2,018 beneficiaries in the area, with about 28,000 more to receive the cash donation across the state.
I am happy to be part of this empowerment. I will use it to boost my business. We thank the government for this great empowerment.
Governor Umar Namadi said the exercise is in line with his government's vision to reduce poverty rate by 10% every year. The governor noted that he is mobilizing the federal and the state lawmakers in Jigawa to work in harmony to ensure that Jigawa people derive maximum benefits from the governments at the state and the federal levels.
A different class of people, small businesses, women group that will benefit from this, and a total of about 900 million will go into this project. And this is an innovation that we have come up with to empower people at the grassroots. And it's part of the objective of this government, and it's part of the 12-point agenda of this administration. It is also part of the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President.
When governors comes into being, we went to him, we begged of him, we told him that since empowerment is part of your 12-point agenda, we want to start that empowerment, and he approved it.
The distribution of the cash palliative will continue until the selected 30,000 beneficiaries across the state received. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
Taking steps towards attaining universal health access, Nasarawa State Government is developing a sustainable legal framework to tackle public health challenges in the state. Victoria Kaswa Ojito reports that this was unveiled at a consultative stakeholders forum on Public Health Security Bill 2024.
The town hall meeting with stakeholders in the health sector is to dissect and make insightful contributions on the State Public Health Security Bill 2024. The provision of the bill include disease surveillance, emergency response mechanism, infection prevention and vaccination policies, among others.
But where you have a legal framework that is on ground, which says, look, you have the right to restrain his movement, then you won't be able to now use the fundamental rights under the Constitution to say, look, you are going to curtail my fundamental right, because what we are doing is backed by law.
The essence of the bill is to give the legal backing to the reform we are about to.
The bill seeks to enhance public health security, promote collaboration across human, animal, and environmental sectors under one health approach with emphasis on respect for individual rights, privacy, and cultural values.
You know, sometimes you'll meet some patients or a confirmed case, and you say, I want to take you to isolation center, and they'll decline. and you have no right to hold them back. And they'll go ahead to spread the disease.
Also captured in the bill are mandatory use of electronic tools for reporting infectious disease and establishment of disease surveillance for inspections, with activation of public health emergency operations centers at the state and local levels. It is expected that inputs gathered at the town hall meeting will form part of the final draft of the bill before the next legislative process. In Lafia, Victoria Kaswa-Wujito, NTA News.
In line with its mandate to enhance the well-being of its members, the Defence and Police Officers' Wives Association has kicked off activities for the year 2025 to raise awareness on early detection, treatment and management of diseases. Defence correspondent Ismail Musa reports that members of the association and other stakeholders in oncology care took to the streets of Abuja to reinforce advocacy on cancer prevention. President of the POA, Oho Musa, while commenting on the monthly fitness program, encouraged women within and outside the military to embrace initiatives to stop the spread of illnesses, especially cancer.
Habits are crucial for maintaining our overall health and well-being because a healthy eating habit helps maintain a healthy weight, reducing the risk of obesity, related diseases. Furthermore, regular exercises reduce stress, anxiety.
Diet, regular medical checkup and avoiding intake of unprescribed medications, health caregivers say will reduce the risk of terminal illnesses.
So it adds to our resilience, yes, and a healthy body is capable to handle all the stress that will come our way.
By the time you engage the youths in exercise, it takes their mind off idleness and going into substance abuse.
The monthly exercise is a health initiative to promote a healthy lifestyle within the military barracks. Now, tackling the scourge of cancer is gaining more attention from relevant actors in the health sector and survivors' experiences. As Nigeria prepares to celebrate the 2025 World Cancer Day, accessing the country's response mechanisms for prevention and management of the disease was the aim of an awareness work to choke cancer out of Nigeria. A large group of diseases that can start almost in any organ or tissues of the body when abnormal cells grow uncontrollably. Survey shows that an estimated 30 million new cancer cases are predicted for 2050, and lung, prostate, breast, and colorectal cancers are said to be the most aggressive. These facts necessitated this work to heighten advocacy on early diagnosis, financial and psychological support. Favor is a breast cancer survivor.
I decided to know what the lump was. That was when I went for a screening. So when I had the biopsy result came out and I was told I had breast cancer.
Increasing adoption of unhealthy eating habits and high cost of oncology treatment, medical experts insist promote the prevalence.
We should begin to look at precision medicine. Many people are coming to the hospital presenting later at stage 4 and stage 3 for very obvious reasons. Even though we know that precision medicine is very expensive, that is the reason some doctors feel they should not prescribe. But please, I think the patients should know there should be awareness on precision medicine.
National Health Insurance Scheme, but it is not covering everything. And we have another huge challenge. Even when you're registered, you may go to the hospitals concerned and you will not see the medicines there. I want to also appeal to the college that they're actually training the specialists to actually make it possible that more specialists will be trained.
They recommend medical checks as well as healthy lifestyle. Elizabeth Omori. Now let's talk sports. Arsenal looking to reduce points against Premier League table topper. Details with Sulaiman Musa on Sports Updates.
The Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) referee committee has taken disciplinary action against two match officials, Ubong Amos and assistant referee 1, Emmanuel Ufi, after both fall short in their officiating of the Nigerian National League (NNL) match day 4 game between Solution FC and First Bank FC. According to the committee, the match officials' decisions during the game were not in line with the laws of the game. As a result, the officials have been stepped down with immediate effect. They said the decision is aimed at maintaining the integrity and standard of refereeing in Nigerian football, as the NFL Referee Committee will continue to monitor and evaluate performance of match officials to ensure that they adhere to the highest standards of professionalism and fairness. Elsewhere, in an effort to improve the quality and flexibility of continental football, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) had adopted regulations similar to that of UEFA Champions League and the UEFA Europa League players' registration regulations. CAF, in an adoption, had changed the existing player registration regulations of the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederation Cup to allow football clubs to register a player for the Champions League or Confederation Cup who has participated in either of the CAF competitions for another football club within the same football season. This means players are no longer restricted to continue to participate in either of the competitions for their new clubs, even though they have played in the competitions within the same football season for their former clubs. And finally, Arsenal are minutes away from kicking off against Manchester City at the Emirates Stadium. The Gunners are currently 9 points behind league leaders Liverpool, and a win today will help cut the deficit. Manchester City, meanwhile, are aiming to maintain their top 4 position in the table after a slow start to the season. City have been gaining momentum with a strong run of results in recent weeks. Today's match promises to be an exciting encounter, with Arsenal unbeaten in 13 Premier League matches and Manchester City looking to continue their resurgence. With Sport Update, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
And Sports Update ends nationwide this evening. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Good evening.